Filmo Africa, checking in with the gang with the third installment. What happened to Charlie Part 3? Today we'll be explaining the motive and talking a little bit more about the shooter. Make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss an episode. Welcome to the show. Go grab some popcorn, get you some soda, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to get on up in here, and then we're going to get straight into it. Yes, sir. So we caught a shooter. We got a shooter, Tyler Robinson. We got our shooter, Tyler Robinson, in custody. And mind you, let's just keep in mind that the FBI did not catch him. He was actually turned in by his father. You know what I'm saying? So the police right now is trying to take credit for finding a shooter, but the shooter actually surrendered, was turned in. Let's go ahead and get into this footage, review some of this security surveillance. As you guys can see, we got the shooter right there, middle of the screen, dressed in all black. As you can see, he's hopping down off the building. That's the building that he had the rifle on top of. And that's where he shot Charlie Kirk at. See, having a little bit of trouble getting down the building. He finally jumps down and gets to running. He got to get on up out of there. And they're in Orem, Utah. As you can see, right where the university is located at. And there's a bunch of people at this event. So you can see he's actually in a pretty busy parking lot right there. There's people walking. There's people driving out. A lot of eyes on him. Nobody's paying attention, though. As you can see, he's about to cross the street and go into the bushes over there.
2 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination, the suspect has been identified as Tyler Robinson.
Tyler Robinson, age 22. A huge amount of information came out there. A young man who became increasingly radicalized and politicized, according to family members over dinner. The information disseminated yesterday about the inscriptions on bullet casings were made clear. One of them said, "Hey fascist, catch," obviously intimating when Spencer Cox there.
See that? And on one of the shell casings, it said, "Hey fascist, catch." And that's what he was explaining. He was saying like he lived his life as a fascist and shit like that. So I don't know what.
The governor was asked by the press if this shows it was a political assassination. He said that I think the evidence is clear. An embarrassment for the FBI, I believe here, because earlier on Kash Patel had claimed that they'd arrested this individual. That's not the case. He was voluntarily handed in after confessing to a family member who told, a friend of a family who told the father. Kash Patel saying the FBI delivered. He's already being slaughtered on.
They're talking about the FBI delivered. FBI couldn't catch him. You feel me? He done got off the building, escaped, changed, ditched the clothes he had, got all the way back to the family's house to confess to a family member. What the hell?
Social media, they didn't deliver in the eye.
We received a phone call from my youngest daughter, Zandra.
Okay, this the guy that was falsely accused right here.
And she was telling me in a bit of a panicked way that I had to delete all my social media accounts. I hadn't heard of the shooting, and I've never heard of Charlie Kirk. So this was just shock and horror. We received a phone call.
Man, that's crazy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th,
We got him. You see how they try to hype shit up? This why you can't trust the government right there.
a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images.
So 2 days later, he got on the same clothes.
Breaking news, they're saying Tyler Robinson is the one behind the
NBA Youngboy Tour has been a bigger...
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately...
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." Investigators noted...
What the hell? He was engraving shit on the damn bullets. That lets you know that was premeditated, targeted.
Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, arrested in killing of Charles Kirk. The arrest came not from surveillance or police work alone, but from inside his own home. On the evening of September 11th, a family member reached out to a friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Robinson had allegedly confessed, or at least implied, that he had committed the shooting. His family turned him in. Authorities...
Looked like one of them young kids he was arguing with.
Grab the dog, get inside.
So this is the kid that shot Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's right, I said kid. Tyler Robinson, 22 years old. And the reason why I say kid is, yeah, technically, whenever you turn 18, you're considered an adult. But have you seen 18-year-olds lately? And 19, 20, 21, and 22 years. Have you seen them? All right, a drastic difference behaviorally between a 22-year-old now and a 22-year-old whenever I was 22 years old. Whenever I was 22 years old, I was not a man. I was not. I was accused of being one. That was it. That was it. Things started to go downhill from there. Once 9/11 happened, everything just declined and declined and declined, and here we are now. What was foreign terrorism is now domestic terrorism 24 years later.
Authorities in Utah have now released new footage of the suspect in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, adding another layer of urgency to a case that has already gripped the nation. Just hours ago, the Utah Department of Public Safety unveiled additional images of a person of interest, captured on multiple cameras near the scene where Kirk was fatally shot. Investigators say this individual may hold crucial information about what unfolded that day, though they have not officially confirmed him as the shooter. The newly released...
When I read this and I try to make sense of it in terms of what's the broader question at hand, it reminds me of the manifesto of the Christchurch killer, as well as the manifesto in Buffalo, the man who shot up a grocery store. When they put out their manifestos, they were riddled with memes. These messages aren't meant for us as an audience. They're actually meant to inspire more people who are
come through here,
somewhat nihilistic.
Hit that like button when y'all come through here, man. We're about to get into the show. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. You could be anywhere in the world. You chose to be right here. It's about 7:20, man. We got about a good hour of good footage. Let's get into it, man.
About the entire project of democracy.
One of the bullets said, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
This is the typical kind of joking that comes from even more extreme right-wing movements, particularly a group that has dogged Charlie Kirk for years now that are led by Nick Fuentes.
The next casings had some lyrics on it from an old song, Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, 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 Ciao.
An Italian resistance song, and it's very old, but Bella Ciao, the song, was remixed and recirculated through playlists online.
Was it 100K reward, Steve? Is that true? Because they trying to collect on that. Kelvin, I see you. Megan, I see you. Joshua, I see you. Maverick, I see you. Is the audio still bad? Let me know something.
Friendship.
It was a kill shot. 110% it was a kill shot. Nobody can walk away from this, okay? I have seen my fair share of bullet wounds on people, and let me tell you what I saw. I can't show you, but I'll tell you. Charlie Kirk was sitting there, the white shirt on under his tent, answering some questions, has the microphone up right here, says something about gang violence, puts the microphone down, then all of a sudden you see something disappear on his neck, about that big, right there on his neck, and it was red. And all of a sudden you hear the crack of the shot. In case you don't know, you're going to see the wound before you hear the shot. That's how I was able to really decipher if this seems legit, and it does. But you hear the crack of the shot, you see him tense up his hands like that and go a little limp, which is very common when somebody gets shot, and then it looks like somebody just turned on a water faucet. It was bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. In front of thousands of people.
200 yards is an easy shot. That's what I hear a lot of you say. 200 yards? Oh, I can hit an apple. I can hit this. I can hit that. A kid can do it. You know, people on the scene are saying no.
Is going to be wearing all black, black long gun, black tactical helmet, a black mask, possibly wearing a tactical vest and jeans.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the camp.
It's like they showing all the footage after the fact. Like, y'all still didn't catch him. Y'all still had to get him turned in.
I have a crush. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend.
I know, right? 200 yards, that ain't no easy shot. You got to be a little bit trained.
Contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators.
312 in the chat, y'all. Can we get them likes up? Can we get them likes up, please, before we get into this show? Let's get them likes up, y'all. Don't play a hate. Y'all come in.
At Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with...
Nah, I think we found him.
What was that? Shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots. You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe.
People just start scattering.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
We can't even show the rest of that. We can't even show the rest of that. That's how it seemed like right after he said that, he closed his eyes. Ain't that some shit? That was his last facial expression right there, y'all. It's on YouTube already. Nah. That's how they get you. It ain't on YouTube already. It's blurred out on YouTube. It's blurred out on YouTube.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Do you know how many...
Breaking news, we now have footage of the mob. Breaking news, we now have footage.
They got him. The FBI says the man who assassinated Charlie Kirk was 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. They found him when a family...
Tyler Robinson, we got 469 in the chat. Can we get the likes up? No, we're not getting banned. We're not playing violent videos, none of that. We're simply investigating the shooter, Tyler Robinson. We're pretty sure this is one of the kids that he was arguing with up there doing all of them debates. We pretty much figured it out the other day. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to definitely get back into that. So let's get it.
Members saw the photos that were released, recognized him, and turned him in. Then the FBI got in contact with a roommate, and the roommate discussed about a Discord thread that he had between Robinson and himself. Robinson was discussing with his...
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. So then how do you reduce? Very simple. People say, oh, Charlie, how do you stop school shootings? I don't know. How did we stop shootings at baseball games? Because we have armed guards outside of baseball games. That's why.
We saw in Uvalde.
Armed guards at school? Y'all with it? Armed guards at the elementaries? Shit, that might be safer shit. When I think about it, though, think about this, y'all. When y'all go to another country, the police and stuff, they're walking around with big rifles. You know what I'm saying? They're not playing games on the streets. They ain't got a lot as much gang violence and shit like that going on because the police is showing force out on the street. Now, our police around here, they walking around with little hand pistols and shit, posing no threat. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's a problem at.
A team of police officers, countless officers, and they weren't willing to enter the room as they should have because of the weapon. They were saying there's an AR-15, there's an AR-15.
That's crazy. Damn. Hopefully we can show this. Shit, we might have just showed something y'all wasn't supposed to see. You see that? Y'all ain't supposed to see that. Y'all seeing shit y'all ain't supposed to see. Close your eyes. Close your goddamn eyes. Hell no.
When this college student confronted Charlie Kirk on gun control, she didn't expect to change her mind so quick after he said this.
Earlier you mentioned that all the amendments kind of depend on the second one, and my friends and I were talking, and we kind of felt like if the people were to rise up over the government, we don't really feel like our guns would be able to stand up against the U.S. military.
Joe King, you're easy to... Joe King, they in here. They gonna get you. They gonna get you. Can we get some RIP Charlies in the chat? You know what I'm saying? Let's get some RIP Charlies in the chat, man. Yesterday, part 2, it was great. We got to get into his mind. We got to figure out what he's really about. And we figured out that Charlie had a lot of great points. You know what I'm saying? Charlie had a lot of great points. And talking like Charlie was talking, that's what gets you. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't like to see.
You'd be surprised. Let's take one example.
Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which...
We agree. Sure. Great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first 4 words.
Sort of. Well-regulated militia actually meant well-armed, but that's a separate issue. Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which...
We agree. Sure. Great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first 4 words.
Sort of. Well-regulated militia actually meant well-armed, but that's a separate issue. Let me ask one other question. I don't care if you want to go wear a dress by yourself. Go ahead, knock yourself out. But if you're going to force me to use pronouns that aren't true, teach my kids things that are materially or biologically false, then we have a serious problem. And so I guess it's the most important question, and you know it's coming. What is a woman?
Yeah, he was stern on this one.
Did you know that Charlie Kirk... We have newly released footage of Charlie Kirk's assassin before and after the shooting. Here he is before the shooting on his way to the school, walking with what looks like a limp, but it's most likely that he's hiding the weapon down his pant leg. Now pay attention to what he's wearing. Here he is right after the shooting. He goes behind this house, he waits for at least maybe 10-15 seconds, and then he comes out the other side, and it looks like he's wearing different clothes. At least the pants to me. Look at him here when he runs by. it looks like he's definitely at least changed his pants. Law enforcement officials do believe they have identified the suspect and they have a name, and so hopefully it's just a matter of time before this guy is caught and fined.
Who was a sniper, and he gave his 2 cents. I may not go as far as him. I don't know what exactly he said, but this is a person who was a sniper. And I've heard a lot of other tactical. I have not heard a tactical person say that this was an amateur job. I have not heard a single respectable tactical person say that this was an amateur job and that any.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot.
An amateur job, or was it a hit?
Right, I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
It only took Charlie Kirk one sentence to make this liberal realize he had just defeated himself on the gun control issue.
I'm massively in favor of gun control. So if you say, no, I'm going to die on every extreme hill, well, you will. And then you lose on all of your issues. So you got to know what to convince the American people of and what to hold your ground on. And the number one thing to hold your ground on is constitutional rights. So I'm going to...
We got him.
Y'all didn't get shit.
That's a lot of people you're telling me. We're going to be here for a couple hours.
All right, nah. 600 people in the chat, only 52 likes. We'll wait. Let's get them likes up. How can we do a show? See, Charlie wouldn't like this. Charlie would not like this at all. Charlie wouldn't respect that. 600 people in the chat, only 52 likes. That's how y'all feel? Can we get some RIP Charlies in the chat? We doing this for Charlie, all right? Do y'all want justice in this country? This is called cyber justice, okay? You need cyber lawyers like me, okay? You need cyber lawyers like me, all right? Can we get a little bit more? The love is reciprocated for sure. The love is reciprocated. Always. Amen. Can we get a moment of silence for Charlie? Moment of silence. We ain't gonna let him do you like that, Charlie. Hell no. Not in this country. Hell no. Hell no.
Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer. That's a lot of...
The FBI have...
Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters...
They said he didn't act alone. We need to figure out who this guy is in the cap. That's what we need to do. What's with the hand signals from the 2 guys behind him? Okay, so they got one circle, and then, okay, let's see.
There have been in America over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Oh, man. Hell no. Whose sister is this? Who mans is this?
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
Young Tyler Robinson. Look, that's who they give our scholarships to. Shooters. Ain't that some shit?
Mass shooters over the last 10 years?
I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor.
Man, get out of here. Trump don't know what damn. Y'all know Trump don't know what the hell he talking about. He all in Mar-a-Lago somewhere shooting golf. Oh, did we catch him? This is such bullshit. I never been so pissed in my whole life. Nah.
Charlie Kirk's shooter ended up...
not clear what those messages fully mean or how investigators believe they fit into this puzzle leading to the death of Charlie Kirk, but one of those messages found on one of the unspent cartridges along with that bolt-action rifle said, "Hey, fascist, catch," with an exclamation point. You heard Governor Spencer Cox say the intent of that message.
Do you guys know what fascist is? Can we get the definition of fascist in the chat immediately?
Did you notice the man in the white hat behind Charlie Kirk making a strange gesture?
It's coming up on 17 hours now since Charlie Kirk was shot, that single bullet on this campus here in Utah. And as one analyst told us, time just means the ability.
We have to try to stifle it.
I think there are moral intuitions that everyone has, but again, like those moral intuitions can differ from person to person, right? Like I might say that, like I don't know, like doing something is wrong, but like
business. Is that fascist? It couldn't be.
This smug liberal tried a radical stunt to get...
Breaking news, we now have footage of the monster who took the life of...
Are you okay? He's coughing up blood.
I was chatting with that devil fella earlier because I like to hear people out. But...
So the man originally arrested for shooting Charlie Kirk in Utah today has been released by the authorities. Y'all gotta understand something. This wasn't some regular Joe Schmo. This person knew what they were doing. And we can see this in the quick little 6 to 7 second video of Charlie Kirk unfortunately passing away. He did die. I can't show it to you, but this is the layout. That's him in the tent, white shirt, holding the microphone. As he's holding the microphone answering questions in his left hand, he lowers the microphone and slightly turns his head. So the man originally arrested for shooting Charlie Kirk in Utah today has been released by the authorities.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the term? We will see repercussions for that.
Okay, what's the question?
Well, whether or not you agree with that assessment.
No, I don't. We won the election, so I mean, like, what is the relevant question, though?
Well, the relevant question is, do you think that that approach to politics and where the stigma is right now is going to be dire? And
who did you guys vote for? Rep your set in the chat. Rep your set. Did you guys vote for Kamala or Trump? Charlie Kirk, he was a Trump fan. You feel me? He was saying a lot of the same Trump values. Who did we vote for? Rep your set. Don't be scared. A lot of people that's the thing. A lot of people be scared when I say rep your set. Let me know who you voted for. They start to tense up and they start to turn the screen off, and you know what I'm saying? They start to hide their phone from their eyes and shit. Like, hell no.
I am Erica Franz-Fay, the wife of Charlie Kirk. At this moment, my heart feels as though it has been torn apart. My beloved husband, Charlie.
Here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
Oh, no, come on. What are your examples?
This man listens closely to Charlie Kirk, giving a perfect example how brainwashed are some people.
Some people will push so hard for the rights and the dignity of... Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
We got him.
On the evening of September...
They didn't get shit. He turned his damn self in. How y'all...
11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out...
Tell me how y'all got him and he turned himself in. they dramatic as hell, ain't they? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
To a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's some shit.
That Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29.
They did, in fact, not infant. They did infant get him. Hell no. We need to get our speech right in this chat. Cause y'all,
9 a.m. Limiting the suffering, but acknowledging that you're not going to get rid of.
In light of the tragedy that occurred today in Tennessee, I thought.
Wait, Kristen, this is the photo of the man. You can see the photo.
Pass because they got that music and shit behind it. We don't want to play no music behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Is pretty consistent with what early law enforcement reports were saying. Folks on the scene of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, it was somebody wearing dark clothing. There's been some footage circulating of somebody running off of a.
225 people in the chat, only 95 likes. Can we get 100? Can we get 100 on a double? We get 100, we keep going. Okay, 98, let's get it. Let's get it. Killer gives me Mr. Mercedes vibes. Who's Mr. Mercedes? That's crazy. Let's see. Let me go back into this. Let me go back. Jesus is king. Charlie is singing with the angels. Yup, surely is. He probably debating. Charlie up there debating still. Shit. Let's see. The only thing that I didn't agree with Charlie, which we talked about in part 2, was that every time people brought up black issues, he always doubled back to the absent father in the family. That was like his only rebuttal to any black issues. You know what I'm saying? But he was for his people. His people. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And I can't really fault nobody for being for their people. But he wasn't the white supremacist that everybody was trying to preach that he was. You know what I'm saying?
Roof, who people believe to be the shooter, and the shooter or the person in that video was wearing similar clothing. And so the images here are pretty consistent.
I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with a race of people being for their people. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But I do have something wrong with somebody showing hate towards another race as if they're lesser than. Then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
With what we heard initially. And here's another angle that the FBI released. It wasn't just this one. They included this one as well of the alleged shooter. And of course, they're wearing a hat, sunglasses, a dark shirt. And people have already identified the shirt that the person appears to be wearing.
Charlie Kirk came to UCSC today to debate college students, so let's talk about it. He has the power to edit, delete, and choose the footage that goes up on the internet, so there's really no winning there. One thing that I didn't really get to hear much about was his position on being pro-life. And the more that I listened to him, the more that I watched his debates, I really questioned whether he truly is pro-life. If Charlie Kirk truly believes that he's pro-life, then accepting the deaths of innocent people, especially children, as a means of upholding the Second Amendment, that contradicts his pro-life beliefs. Being pro-life means that you value and protect.
Okay, mainly what she's trying to say in a very long form is that Charlie firmly believed that an embryo was a human life, and he's against abortions. He want to just abolish abortions, basically. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to kill no embryos. Now, there's a debate to say if an embryo is a human. You know what I'm saying? Is a non-developed human still a human? You know what I'm saying? That's a big question.
So I woke up this morning. It only took Charlie Kirk 1 second.
Hi, I will. Just keeps going up numbers.
So they posted it.
Did you notice that Charlie Kirk was...
This is the event in Utah. Kirk speaking. A shot is heard, and then we stop the video here before he is struck, and he falls out of sight, and the people who took this video scrambled to get away to some kind of safety. Obviously, a lot of panic, a lot of fear, and people trying to just get out of there once this shooting went down. This is the event in Utah. Kirk speaking. A shot is heard, and
there was a black dot on Charlie Kirk's shirt that moved from his shirt to his neck when he...
I'm not sure what university you did say.
What do you think about Charlie Kirk being on your campus today?
To be honest, not really a fan. I don't agree with him, TBH.
What would you say is the biggest thing you don't agree with with him on?
He's a little transphobic, I'm not gonna lie.
What is the most transphobic thing you've heard him say?
We figured out yesterday also, in part 2, we figured out the college campus is a very, very weird place to be. It is the breeding ground of all trans, of all LGBT, LMNOP, of all things leftist. The college campus, this is where they starting it from. This is like ground zero of all the we, they, there. This is where all of that is stemming from. The college campus. This is where they breeding all of these type of people at.
I couldn't tell you.
What do you think about Charlie?
To all the Gen Zers watching this convention on TikTok right now, I have a message just for you. You don't have to stay poor.
Nah, Charlie was definitely smart, and that's why a lot of people hated him also. To be this smart with no college education, didn't go to college, and then he's going to college campuses, bringing out thousands of people, and he's telling them to their face that their college education means nothing in today's society. So we did a poll in the chat yesterday, and we said, do you really need a college degree to make it in America today? What do you guys think? Do you really need a college degree to make it in America these days? Or is it getting more and more obsolete every year that goes by? Also, let's get those likes up. We got 218 people in the chat, only 111 likes.
You don't have to accept being worse off than your parents. You don't have to feel aimless and unhappy. You don't have to support leaders who lied to you and took advantage of you for your vote. America's future is a series of choices. To all the Gen Zers watching...
Why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? Why is it affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
You say I'm here to take rights away?
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not life.
No, but let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's...
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away?
Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor.
That's a double-edged sword too, because you should be making better choices. The hell? That's another thing too. We gotta stop acting stupid like we can't control what's going on. You know what I mean?
So in the first couple weeks, even though it's still not fully developed, doesn't even have a heartbeat, doesn't even have
development does not equal dignity. A human being is a human being regardless of the process of development that it is in. Period.
Why do you care so much about...
I really want to know what you guys feel about that in the chat. How do you guys feel about that? He said a human being is a human being no matter where it is in the human development. That means it could be a drop of sperm, shit.
Other individuals living their lives. Why is it affecting you? Do you have something up your...
No more wiping away the... Hell no, that's murder.
Or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
You say I'm here to take rights away?
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not life.
No, but let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's...
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away?
Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3...
She pissed. She ready to up that. She ready to up that mother. Yeah, she pissed.
Why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? Why is it affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
You say I'm here to take rights away?
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then...
You are hurting people.
And it's not life.
No, but let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's...
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away?
Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's
Is it too loud? Let me know if it's too loud, y'all. We can turn it down a tad bit.
Have you ever heard the term soy boy?
Yes, of course. I am a soy boy. Yes.
You are a soy boy.
In terms of, that's what people call vegan. So yes, I am.
I didn't call you that. I was just saying, have you ever heard of the term?
Yes, okay. I've heard of the term, yeah.
Okay.
So that's because...
Hold on, but again, I don't want to get too deep into biology, but soy is inherently estrogenic, right?
So soy has phytoestrogens. They're not actual estrogens. They work in the body similar to a sperm.
So what do you think, now that you're on all these college campuses, is there something you're hearing from the students or you feel that the media is missing?
We are seeing more of these young people start to prioritize patriotism. They want to start a family. They are really pushing back against the woke totalitarianism that has been.
Yeah, he's all about families, starting a family younger, which I mean, I probably can't agree with. And he was saying a statistic yesterday that after the age of 30, if you don't have any kids, it's like a 50% chance that you would even have one after that. You know what I'm saying? So he's encouraging people to get married younger, find that person you want to be with. But still, that's not going to change the divorce rates. The divorce rates are at an all-time high right now. We got all this social media stuff that's influencing the kids, influencing the behaviors of people, and really they're encouraging these risque relationships, these 3 people poly relationships and 4 people quadruple relationships. I don't know what the hell going on. It's basically just an orgy, an excuse to have an orgy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on out there.
Seeping in through all our. I did not own slaves, and you were not a slave.
Correct.
Right. So we are individuals, and therefore we can. Let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school, where your top. If you are, who's here? Where your top priority? Your top priority is get married and have kids. Raise your hand. Okay. Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay, actually. And that's a really good reason to go to college, actually, especially an SEC school. Like, you will find a husband if you have the intent to find a husband at Ole Miss. Like, it's what strikes me about this generation. This generation is the most conservative generation that we have seen in well over 50 years, and the numbers show it. This is the greatest generational realignment since Woodstock. We have never seen a generation move so quickly and so fast, and you guys are making all the liberals confused. They thought you were going to be the most liberal generation. What strikes me about this generation, which one matters more? Great family or great career?
Family.
Great family. You should want to meet your future husband that will be able to make enough money that you can quit.
Okay.
That would be my advice. My number one thing I'm obsessed about. I want to live in a country where if a woman does not want to go to work having to have a kid, she does not have to go to work and she can stay at home and raise those kids. Honestly, it's much more important for you to raise your 6-month-old baby than crunching numbers on a spreadsheet for some company that doesn't even know your name. In 1980s...
That's facts, though. That's facts. I mean, I'm kind of with that. You know what I'm saying? Having them, are they going to pay us enough, though? That's the thing. Are they going to pay us enough to be able to do something like that? I mean, keep it real now.
A father, tell me about your shirt. Is that a theological statement? How could they be against what's going on? We have peace in the Middle East. The killing has stopped. The shooting has stopped. There's no nuclear weapon. The American people overwhelmingly support this. And this is the day they decide to impeach Donald Trump. What are they trying to impeach? Peace? They're trying to impeach that there's no nuclear weapon? I mean, it's such a...
Hold on. It's some shit going on in the chat, and I'm going to find them. This is the stream's title. Dude got assassinated. I love Charlie. He changed the way of seeing God. We love and miss you, Charlie. He's not even your bro. I bought stock at Planned Parenthood. Oh, you bought stock in Planned Parenthood. Oh, interesting. Abortion is definitely a big business. Yes, stay woke for sure. That shirt is a mocking shirt. Okay. It's messed up how you don't spread your legs until you're completely 100% sure you won't get hoes face so small. Big mouths get closed one way or another. That's crazy. That's true. Hey, Kitty, get out of my closet, dog. What is you doing? They creeping, Kitty.
Such a political loser for them. It shows that they are pathologically determined to oppose Donald Trump no matter what he does. I mean, what are they going to say? No, we're going to overturn it. We want the nuclear weapons to go back. It's outrageous. It's wrong. It's unpatriotic. And I take great exception.
You do know the richest people in America vote Democrat almost 85%.
That is fundamentally not true. The richest,
can I finish?
the most educated.
Okay, again, 9 out of 10 of the wealthiest counties in America vote Democrat. If you earn more than $300,000 US a year, you vote Democrat at a 75% clip. I mean, it is so overwhelmingly the Democrat Party is the party of the rich. Secondly, though, he's going out of his way to cut taxes for working people. No tax on tips. No.
I just want to start off by saying I have no disrespect to any other religion. I respect all religion. This is more of a question for you and whether or not you can confirm this. The Talmud states that Jews are the chosen people and all non-Jews are goyim, here to serve them. You are a Christian who's clearly serving the Jews, defending Zionism with all you got. But you also believe Jesus is a rabbinic Jew in heaven when you know the Talmud states he's in hell burning in feces.
Okay, so you're a Talmudic expert, right? Which Talmud is that in? Jerusalem or Babylonian?
I'm talking about Jerusalem, sir.
Oh, that's the Jerusalem, which actually is not as divinely inspired. Which one's longer and how long is it? Don't look at your phone. Look at me in the eye. No, come on. You said that I'm a tool of the Jews, so look at me in the eye like a man.
I'm talking about the Talmud.
No, you accused me of saying like you're a Zionist or something, right?
I mean, do you support Israel?
Yes, of course I do. Yes.
That's good for you. But that's another thing. You're an advocate for the military in America.
Hold on, time out.
But then you agree with Israel's war crimes. What's up with that?
Oh, war crimes. We'll get into that, but let's be more specific. Yeah. What is your point here of dragging up a multi-thousand-year text that you don't know, that you haven't read?
I mean,
you have not even. Have you purchased the Talmud? Have you read the Talmud? What is the Talmud? Tell me the difference between the Torah, the Tanakh, and the Talmud. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? But that's pretty important. Time out.
That's up in here, man. Hit that like button. Quick intermission. Quick intermission. Let the chat breathe. Let the chat go ahead and breathe.
Are you voting for Kamala?
I am.
Okay. What is her greatest?
Hey, free speech? Free speech?
Yeah, they have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
Do I have the freedom of speech? Okay, so if I boo them, then it's an impediment of freedom of...
No, but I just gave you an open mic for 15 minutes. Let's just tell me, what is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
See, that question, you can't, okay. The greatest accomplishment, that goes back to sort of establishing an extreme. I can't definitively say, oh, this is the greatest, though, like, absolute.
Name an accomplishment of hers.
An accomplishment of hers? She got in, when she was the Attorney General of California, she fought the insurance companies to decrease prices that they're not going to be price gouging. That's an accomplishment?
Wow. Okay. So that's worthy of your vote.
You support price gouging?
Well, no, I'm just curious. What has she done as vice president that makes you be like, that's my gal?
What is the vice president's job? The vice president is just president of the Senate. They don't have much.
Oh, that's interesting. If it's just a ceremonial role, why do we even have a VP?
Well, that's not the point. I'm saying
she was tasked to control the border. How has she done?
The vice president doesn't control the border.
They get portfolio projects from the president. She was given the portfolio project of the border. How has she done?
Again, she doesn't make any individual. I don't think she makes a top-down decision about the border.
She made a decision to reverse 50 Trump executive orders. Do you think Kamala Harris has done an objectively good job managing our border?
No.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you. Are you voting for Kamala?
I am.
Okay, what is her... What is her greatest?
Hey, free speech? Free speech?
Yeah, they have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
Do I have the freedom of speech? Okay, so if I boo them, then it's an impediment of freedom of...
No, but I just gave you an open mic for 15 minutes. Let's just tell me, what is Kamala...
See some threats in the chat. Let me tell you something here, boy. You come around these parts, we're protected by the Proud Boys. And get what? We got them.
Harris's greatest. You still haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to.
Why?
It's a complicated answer.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because Black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
Okay, no, this is
CRT.
fine. This is great.
Basically,
so you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies
This is where we disagree. What an insult to the working poor of this country.
So why do you think Black people commit more crime,
first of all, let me ask you a question.
No, answer it. Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So
80% of blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal.
And
it's not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community.
It's accepted in the black community. Charlie just said the realest shit ever. Every black person need to hear that and feel slapped in the face. Because why? We're listening to this hip hop poison bullshit, encouraging us to do all the wrong things.
Are you voting for Kamala?
I am.
Okay, what is her greatest...
Hey, free speech? Free speech?
Yeah, they have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
Do I have the freedom of speech?
You still haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to.
Why?
It's a complicated answer.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because Black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
this is fine.
Surprisingly, her take is right too. They both went wrong.
This is great.
Basically,
so you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies.
This is where we disagree. What an insult to the working poor of this country.
So why do you think Black people commit more crime?
First of all, let me ask you a question as my answer.
Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So
80% of blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer.
Bro, look at that percentage. 80%? Well, goddamn, nobody got a father around these parts.
Murderer or a criminal.
And
it's not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community. And it shouldn't be.
Culture. Okay.
Don't take my word for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy?
Can we get some RIP Charlies in the chat? Come on now. We need RIP Charlies in the chat, and we need 200 likes. This ain't a game. This is the third installment. We caught our shooter. We caught Tyler. Old Tyler creeping up on roofs and shit. We're going to punish you to the extent of the law, boy.
I hope your daughter lives a very happy life and gets away from you.
The reason why Mamdani is resonating is that it's a lot of people that work pretty good jobs in New York City, and they are really upset they can't afford to live the life that they thought they deserve. The rise of Mamdani, part of it is just pure left-wing ideological fervor, but any sort of base support that he has, similar to Bernie Sanders, is people say, this economy is disordered and I'm sending out a distress signal. Mamdani is a distress signal for people in New York that can't afford to live in America.
But there's something that's slightly...
No means no, and stop means stop, but you would both agree if two parties are intoxicated...
I would love it if you could just...
No means no, and stop means stop, but you would both agree if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, the law says that consent cannot be given or withdrawn if both parties or either party is intoxicated. That's the law. The law here in California is that if one party is intoxicated, it is rape by either the woman or the man. That's gray area. So did you know that if you have sex with an intoxicated person, you're a rapist? Did you know that?
I didn't.
That's what the law says. That's what I'm...
Okay, we got 464 people in the chat. Can we get some more likes, please? Can we get some more RIP Charlies in the chat? Come on, people. RIP Charlie in the chat, man. Also, put some Trumps. If you RIP Charlie, then you got to put Trump in there too, because Trump is still on the battlefield. Keep in mind, they tried to take my president out a couple months ago. You feel me? They tried to take Trump's ear a couple months ago, y'all. Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind.
Meant by gray area. I encourage people to look into that because when it's past 2 a.m. and both parties are
is a war zone.
Intoxicated, by law, they're actually both committing rape. According to California law and national law in every state, if one or both parties are intoxicated, consent is not a thing. You are not allowed to have sex with that person under that circumstance. No means no, and stop means stop, but you would both agree if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, the law says that consent cannot be given or withdrawn if both parties or either party is intoxicated. That's the law. The law here in California is that if one party is intoxicated, it is rape by either the woman or the man. That's gray area. So did you know that if you have...
This here is just shining a light on the political activists that they tried to silence. Okay? Anybody who's talking mess out, yes. Anybody who's coming in here causing violence in my country, in our country, we don't tolerate that. Any violence will not be tolerated in this country.
Sex with an intoxicated person, you're a rapist. Did you know that?
I didn't.
That's what the law says. That's what I meant by gray area. I encourage people to look into that because when it's past 2 a.m. and both parties are intoxicated, by law, they're actually both committing rape. According to California law and national law in every state, if one or both parties are intoxicated, consent is not a thing. You are not allowed to have sex with that person under that circumstance. No means no, and stop means stop, but you would both agree if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, the law says that consent cannot be given or withdrawn if both parties or either party is intoxicated. That's the law. The law here in California...
I would love it if you could just name...
Do you agree that it's a good thing that...
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got... And she was going to give birth and she would... No, wait. Oh, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her... baby?
That's awfully graphic.
It's no, but it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
But let me tell you why. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. There's two ultrasounds I have. One is a baby conceived in... One is a baby conceived by a loving couple. Which one is which?
You don't know.
Exactly, because it's all human rights.
But
and it's
that
all human
doesn't
beings.
matter.
So
It's about your daughter who has to give birth to it and is going to be tortured by that for the rest of her life. That's going to take away every freedom she's ever going to have. That's going to ruin her life. She's going to grow up and she's going to be attached to another thing.
The point is how you were conceived is irrelevant to what human rights you get. But hold on one second. If a person conceived in walks down the side of the street, it's not like they don't get First Amendment rights or Second Amendment rights.
It's not about that person.
The worst thing to do to that the daughter is to then say, hey, we're going to go murder the being inside of you.
They wouldn't even know. Like, listen.
They wouldn't know?
Listen.
But wouldn't it be a better story to say something evil happened and we do something good?
645 people in the chat. Can we get 300 likes? Can we get 300 likes? 300 likes. RIP Charlie in the chat. You see he was real strong on his stances. That's the thing that people don't like either. They don't like when you stern on your stances. They don't want you to be stern with your stance. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you stern with your stance, man.
But in the face of evil, instead of saying we're going to do evil and then
the being because we're gonna pander to the evil. No, what makes the West great is that we do good after evil, not evil after evil.
Politicians. We need people war ready, like Charlie was. Charlie was war ready. You know what I'm saying? He was facing the adversity. He didn't mind adversity. War ready.
The being in the cells. It's not about. No, I'm speaking. 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 No, I'm speaking.
Got it.
Thank you. So it's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person. No. I'm talking about the person who is dealing with the pregnancy. I am not talking about the cells. I don't care. No, listen. The fetus, the whatever. I don't care about that right now until it is formed. If there is a 5-year-old child who is pregnant and the baby is 2 weeks in utero, actually they have given birth. There is one recorded case of a 5-year-old girl who gave birth.
Is that common?
Yes, it's common. 5-year-olds get sometimes, and if they get pregnant, I think they should be able to have.
Okay, so it seems like we got some Charlie haters in the chat. So, give me one reason why you hate this guy in the chat. I want to hear it. A valid reason. A valid reason. If you can't give me a valid reason, then we must move on and we must remove you. We need a valid reason. Valid reason, because these days people just put the hate card on anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the world should work. We shouldn't hate nobody, especially somebody that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? No spreading hate. No spreading hate. He spewed anti-black and trans rhetoric. Anti. I feel like he was just stern with his stance. He was stern with his stance. Of course, some of the issues I didn't agree with. I don't agree with everything he's saying either. But I agree with some of the things. That's the thing. You're not going to agree with every view a person has. We got to get used to not agreeing. We all ain't going to agree. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. We can come to middle ground. Let's normalize coming to common ground and still not hating each other. You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be such a divide in the world when it comes to the political aspect of it? You know what I'm saying?
Medical access to something that could save not only just their life, but like their livelihood.
How many, I'm curious.
I hope your daughter lives a very happy life and gets away from you.
Okay, so that is really nasty. And so her belief system, just so we're clear, is that, yeah, no, I got it. It's fine. I mean, it's insanely nasty, and we'll talk again.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that?
Is an embryo a human being? Should an embryo be protected as a human being? Let me know.
And carry her baby.
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
But let me tell you why. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. There's 2 ultrasounds I have. One is a baby conceived in, one is a baby conceived by a loving couple. Which one is which?
You don't know.
Exactly, because it's all human rights.
But
and it's
that
all human
doesn't
beings.
matter. So it's about your daughter who has to give birth to it and is going to be tortured by that for the rest of her life. That's going to take.
Should it be legal if
this smug liberal tried a radical stunt to get Charlie? Why is America giving so much support and aid?
What is the #1 cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all other blacks?
Facts. Tell him, Charlie. Facts. And he want to sit there and act stupid and surprised. See, this is what I don't like about these niggers. That's what I don't respect about niggers today, okay? That is one of the biggest reasons, black on black crime. A nigger will kill another nigger in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? But when the white man come around, what he gonna do? Turn around and put his hands behind his back and get on his knees and come on now. Niggers killing other niggers. Niggers killing niggers. That's what it is. That's the goddamn problem.
It's FBI statistics. It's
statistics. Where can you show me that at?
Show me right now.
It's right there by race. Right there.
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait. Pull it back up.
Why don't you believe that white privilege exists? I just want to get your understanding first, and then we could go from there.
Well, let's just. Is there anything that?
That's what I don't.
What is the number?
He's kind of blind to white privilege. White privilege definitely exists. He's also kind of blind to. Hold on, I just saw somebody hating. I would never subscribe. Okay, guess what? I'm going to remove you right now. So how about this? Hide user from channel. Now that way, we have a mutual understanding that we are not friends. Okay, let's move on.
Number one cause of black death in Chicago.
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks.
It's FBI statistics.
660 people in the chat, man. Can we get 300 likes? 300 likes, y'all. Let's get 300 likes. Let's get more RIP Charlies in the chat. RIP Charlies in the chat. We got a lot of haters coming in. We need more love to overcome the hate. We need a lot more love to overcome all the hate. Part 2, we didn't have this much hate in the chat. Part 3, you guys are really showing your asses. You're really showing your asses this time.
It's
statistics. Where can you show me that at?
Show me right now.
It's right there by race. Right there.
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait. Pull it back up.
Why don't you believe that white privilege exists? I just want to get your understanding first, and then we could go from there.
Well, let's just. Is there anything that you can't do that I can do?
No, we could do the same things if we put our minds to it.
Good. Then there's no white privilege.
I drove 6.5 hours to debate this one thing and to settle it. So, Michael Jordan is not the GOAT, it's LeBron James.
The NBA this is very important, everybody. Even if your parents share values and views and a worldview that
do you truly in your heart of we really need to protect women and children from MAGA Republicans. This is MAGA Republican Charlie Kirk, who has more gums than teeth. Listen to what he says to a room full of 14-year-old high school girls.
Hi, Charlie. I'm Addie, and I'm 14. I'm a freshman in high school, and I was wondering, as someone who has a different opinion on college, what would you say the pros and cons are? Because I'm interested in political journalism, and what would your advice be?
So let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school. Who's here where your top priority? Your top priority is get married and have kids. Raise your hand. Okay.
719 people in the chat. Can we get 300 likes? Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Sub up.
Just be clear. That's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself. I'm studying sociology. No, we know why you're here. That's okay. Actually, you will find a husband. And so, you could go learn some stuff. That's fine, I guess, or whatever. Just don't listen to your professors.
Just destroyed that entire girl's confidence. She's over here talking about she wants to learn about political journalism, and this motherfucker's like, yeah, whatever. Here's the thing. The obsession for MAGA Republicans to start young with young girls, to try to get them to think about just getting a husband, is all part of the larger plan. It's all laid out in Project 2025, page 481 in the Department of Health and Human Services chapter. Social science reports that assess the objective outcomes for children raised in homes, aside from a heterosexual, intact marriage are.
I'm in the United States Air Force, and so as someone who wants to serve my country, as someone who is about to serve my military and put my life on the line for this country, it's tough knowing that our nation promotes things like abortions and transitioning kids. How do you reconcile serving a country that upholds these values like these, and how can we as conservatives fight against these policies while still serving proudly?
First of all, what's your name?
Hayden.
Hayden, thank you for wanting to serve.
Qualify to be a moderator, you got to say RIP Charlie, because that's the topic right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not showing no hate. We're not showing no privilege, none of that. This is human love.
Country, you should be applauded for that. Thank you. And so
it all starts from
you want to serve your country.
Yes, sir.
Not your government.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You swear an oath to the Constitution and the people of the country,
yes, sir,
not the government. Those are two different things.
Yes, sir.
We have great people in this country. We have fallen. We are definitely in a place where I think we're in moral decline. But look at the goodness that still exists in this country.
Yes, sir.
And you're fighting to uphold those ideals, that yes, kids can live in a free society. We as conservatives differentiate between love of country and distrust and disdain of the government. Those are two different things. And the country is about our tradition, our history, our values, our people, our culture. And the government is just a temporary stakeholder of charlatans, criminals, and people that are constantly deceiving us and stealing from us. So how do you reconcile it? Every day that you go to fight for us, you say, I'm not fighting for politicians. I'm fighting for the 3-year-old right now in Reno, Nevada, so they can have a better future. I'm fighting for the homeschool.
Saw the light. Charlie saw the light in all situations. But you guys can't even see the light to get 300 likes. Charlie saw the light, and you guys can't even double tap the screen and hit the like. Ain't that something? See, that's what's wrong with the community out there. Where are you guys from? Put your states in the. Can I see your states in the chat? Where are you from? Where are you watching from? Light Bright, that's your last goddamn chance, buddy. You're out of there, okay? That's your last goddamn warning. We're not tolerating any of it. See, this is why I need moderators, y'all. We need sharpshooters. We need sharpshooters on the roof because, yeah, let's get you. Okay, I see California, Las Vegas, Myrtle Beach, Pennsylvania. Okay, what's up, Pennsylvania, Michigan? California, San Diego, Maine, Georgia, Chicago. What's up, Chicago? Yes. Washington State. Wow. Washington State, Colorado, Maryland, Mississippi. Wow. Mississippi. Tuscan, Texas, Wakanda. Wow. Wakanda. Alaska, Wyoming. KC. What's that? What does KC start for? Hold on. I think I just saw to use Charlie for like of a oh yeah, Janky. Guess what, Janky? I'm put you in timeout. Maybe you. That's the thing. Once people come on this channel, they tend to hate first. That's the thing. They tend to hate first, and then they double back and they say, you know what? We need people like this guy. You need people like me, okay? So you can point your finger and say, that's the bad guy, okay? You need people like me.
Parent. I'm fighting for the pastor. I'm fighting so that we can keep on having liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. Liberty, the pursuit of happiness. So that's what you're fighting for, not the den of thieves in Washington, D.C. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Maybe I really am just Uncle Tom's favorite nephew, but I do have a quick question. What is so wrong with mass incarceration if the only way to be incarcerated is to commit a crime?
Mass incarceration. What's the problem with that? And what's the problem with mass incarceration? I don't even like the sound of that. That don't even got a good sound to it. Mass incarceration. What's the problem with mass incarceration? That sounds like something a dictator would ask, ain't it?
There's nothing wrong with mass incarceration. In fact, we need more prisoners in this country, not less prisoners. And we let prisoners out of jail way too quickly.
Now, Charlie, you lost me. Charlie, you lost me there, you know? But that's what I was saying. You don't have to agree with every issue. It's some things that I don't agree with. The things that I don't agree with, I don't agree with. The things that I do agree with, I do agree with. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody has a couple of different views than you, don't mean you have to totally disdain this person and label them a white supremacist or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how America works, buddy. That's not how it works.
America. But isn't it racist to have mass incarceration?
You know what? I don't think it's racist because I've been black for 28 years and I've yet to go to jail or prison.
But come on, the justice system is rigged against black people. You're a white supremacist.
You know what? I still don't know how white supremacy would benefit me, but I love it here in America.
Amen. God bless you, man. Thank you.
Maybe I really am just Uncle Tom's favorite nephew, but I do have a quick question. What is so wrong with mass incarceration if the only way to be incarcerated is to commit a crime?
There's how do black people not have access to a better life in America? What's preventing them?
What's preventing black people from having a better life in America?
Yes. What's preventing them?
Police. Government.
Hold on. No. Police. How many unarmed black men died? How many How many unarmed black men die from the hands of police every year?
The unarmed black? Are you serious?
How many?
Charlie Kirk, we're talking about something.
How many? No, you just said police.
Man, I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you guys. The number one cause of blacks dying in the hood is other blacks. It's not the goddamn police, bro. It's not the goddamn police. Yes, the police account for some. We do get some dickhead police, some white, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get those kind of people, but for the most part, it's black on black crime. It's a lot of black on black crime, and guess what? The music we listen to, it encourages this. Encouraging the people to go out and kill. That's what I'm saying. We got to poison music behind the whole community of people. Of course, we're going to be committing the most crime. Look at the bullshit that we listen to. Look at what we feed our children. Look at the culture. Look at what the culture glorifies. This is what we need to wake up to this whole thing. This is why he keeps going back to the black fathers in the community and things like that. All of that plays a part into it. But for the most part, we're breeding this type of thing. We're breeding single mothers. We're encouraging this type of activity in our community. And we're probably the most self-destructive race there is. And the main thing is we don't even respect each other. So how do we expect other races to even respect us? We don't respect each other. We're killing each other more than anything. How can we expect another race to look at us like we're valuable if we don't even deem ourselves valuable? We don't deem ourselves valuable in the music we listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's not respected. We got this snitch culture going on, keeping people getting killed, keeping the killers out of jail. We're respecting the killers. Like, come on, it's just a lot of bullshit going on in the black community. And it's not surprising why we're so behind. You know, we got to be real about it. You got to be real about the situation. You can't sugarcoat everything. That's the thing. Some people want to be sugarcoated and babied. You know what I'm saying? What happens when you baby a baby all their life? They get older and they don't know how to take care of themselves. We can't keep sugarcoating the main issues. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring all this shit to the forefront. Anybody with a brain can see what's happening. It's a whole cycle. This thing is going on century after century. We don't have any role models to look up to. We're glorifying all the wrong things. Let's get back.
How many unarmed black men die at the hands of police every year?
Did I say that is the reason why
you just said police?
Policing is the issue.
You're right. We don't have enough police on the streets of black neighborhoods.
The police department is way more funded than our normal.
What is the number one cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
Look, and he want to act surprised. You see how stupid and surprised he got a smile on his face, like he's dumbfounded, like he don't know. Stupid. Yes, that's real. Thanks, Charlie, for saying that. They need to hear it from a white person. I'm not the only one who can see the shit because I'm black. Other people can see the same shit also. You know what I'm saying? It's white on white crimes too, but for the most part in the black community, it's black on black killing blacks. Blacks on blacks killing blacks, and we want to blame all the issues on the police and all of this bullshit. Yet we have a breeding ground of all the wrong shit. We're teaching our kids all the wrong shit. We're letting them listen to all the wrong shit. And then they're going out committing crimes, and we're looking dumbfounded as to why. As to who's encouraged them to do this shit. 21 Savage, the hell? Future encouraged them to do the dumb shit. You feel me? People are glorifying and they're holding crimes as a thing to be awarded or some shit. I don't know. I don't get it. Make it make sense.
Who's being killed?
Who's killing the blacks from Chicago? A bunch of kids from Highland Park?
Black, 22% Hispanic. That's very, very, very broad. Where are those locations at? Where are those locations at? You're saying East Garfield? You've never been to East Garfield in your life.
Yes, I went once and I'll never return. How do black people...
That, once again, Charlie is definitely not factoring in the hundreds of years of economic despair that we were put in by the hands of our oppressors during slavery. That definitely brought us back hundreds of years. And that can explain why we're so far behind economically. You know what I'm saying? This explains this is the economic side of it. It's a two-sided coin. It's the economic side where we're constantly broke, we're constantly in certain situations, and then it's the racial side to where we're killing off each other and we're blaming the police, which only account for a small percentage. But if we don't respect ourselves, it starts with respecting ourselves first, respect amongst each other. If we don't respect each other, we can't expect the police to even respect us. You know what I'm saying? That's what it all boils down to. We can't expect nobody to respect us if we don't respect ourselves. Makes sense to me.
Yes. Having a better life in America?
Yes. What's preventing them?
Police.
Oh.
So thank you for coming, Charlie. My question to you, I'm a medical student, and I'm going to throw out the big A word. I know you get asked about it a lot, but I want to hear from you what your opinion is on abortion.
Life begins at conception.
But about abortion specifically.
We're not talking about Palestine, Gaza, Ukraine, none of that. We got our own issues right here in America. Right here in America. We gonna get ourselves in a war sticking our nose into other countries and shit. That's what I don't respect about Trump. But that's a whole nother stream. That's a whole nother stream. We gonna get into that because Trump already getting us into hella different shit for no reason at all. When we could be just minding our business, having a great country, protecting our borders, that type of thing.
Why do you think abortion is wrong specifically?
Well, you agree murder is wrong?
I agree. Okay, so this is where we get to the question, right? Because what is it about murder you say is wrong? Like, why is murder wrong?
Well, because it's a human being, not just because it has consciousness or because it's of a certain age, because it's a human.
Well, what is it that gives human being this moral worth?
Not its consciousness necessarily.
I didn't say it's consciousness.
I know that. I can imagine it because it is a human being, because it has a soul.
And what is this soul? Where does this come from? This idea that it's...
Exactly. I mean, again, the Greeks postulated that it is the entirety of your being. Okay, you guys can laugh. I mean, it's true. I mean, every civilization has had a different belief, but agreed upon ethical monotheism.
I've been seeing a lot of doubles. So the next stream we do, if you guys come back, I'll moderate you up. I'll mod you up. How about that?
Which is the creed of the West, and what the birth certificate of my country articulates is that every human being is more than just matter, it's more than just a clump of cells, but it also has an invisible element to you that will live beyond you.
Fine, so, I mean, can you say that comes from the Bible, or where else do you get that?
Ethical monotheism, which is the creed of the West. And again, the Declaration of Independence mentions God 4 times. Because the founders were explicitly believed, not in a secular morality, but a divinely given one, of at least this idea that there is a God and you are not him. And let me ask you, what is the first stage of human development?
So this is the thing, right? We can take it from the sperm being generated in the father and the oocyte being generated in the mother, right? They fuse at birth, conception, sorry. The only thing that happens at conception is these 2 cells fuse.
No, DNA is created. A zygote.
DNA is not created.
A DNA, no, that's not true. The DNA coding at the zygote. Hold on, time out. Does a zygote have a unique marker?
Charlie.
Very much pro-life. Very much Charlie Kirk. What we can say about Charlie, he was very much pro-life. He wasn't into killing any type of human life. You know what I'm saying? He was a family man. He encouraged family. That's a good thing. Let's look at the positive here. It's pros and cons to everybody. Let's not judge no one. You know what I'm saying? Let's show love. Let's reciprocate love. Let's spread more love. Anyways, man, that concludes our show for tonight. Once again, you guys are tuned into Surviving Film on Africa. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you do not miss an episode. And make sure you guys have a great night.